Thank you, Mr. President. My delegation welcomes the convening of this annual meeting of the ECOSOC on humanitarian affairs and thank SG for his report. We align with the statement made by Uganda on behalf of the G77. Mr. President, the magnitude and scale of some of the unprecedented natural disasters that the world witnessed during the last couple of years, together with a number of other complex emergencies, has not only exerted pressure on the humanitarian response system, but also disrupted progress towards the 2030 Agenda and the SDGs. The pandemic's after effects, the ongoing conflicts have exacerbated economic instability, disrupted global markets, and hunger in many parts of the world. Development gains in employment, food security, education, and healthcare have been affected seriously, and in some cases, even reversed. Climate events have also contributed to this challenge. Those most severely affected are often the most vulnerable segments of the population. In this context, India deeply values the coordinating capacities of the UN system through the Emergency Relief Coordinator and the Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs. Mr. President, in the interest of time, my delegation would like to flag the following 4 observations. 1. India remains committed to preserving the principles of humanity, neutrality, impartiality, and independence in responding to all humanitarian situations. The primary responsibility for providing protection and assistance in a humanitarian crisis lies with the concerned country and its national government. 2. The persistent shortfall in financing of humanitarian appeals remains a challenge. We call upon member states to consider increasing their contribution to UN humanitarian assistance system, including the Global Humanitarian Response Plan, country-based pooled funds, and the UN Central Emergency Response Fund. 3. The most equitable architecture to combat climate change is the UNFCCC process, where each member state has an equally important stake. Climate finance and justice remain critical as we witness disruptive climate events and resulting humanitarian crises. 4. India has been at the forefront of supporting fellow developing countries through assistance and relief efforts in humanitarian emergencies, including natural disasters. For example, through Vaccine Maitri assisting countries with COVID vaccine or being a first responder in disaster emergency situations, whether in Turkey, Syria, or Papua New Guinea. India's call for promoting disaster resilience of infrastructure through the Coalition for Disaster Resilient Infrastructure has been receiving global attention, with many new countries adopting the CDRI Charter. In closing, Mr. Chair, let me reiterate India's commitment to humanitarian assistance and disaster relief to work with all member states to ensure a unified and effective response to the world's humanitarian challenges. I thank you.